My friends, take a deep breath and let this moment belong only to you, because today I want to remind you of something so simple, yet so powerful, that it can change the entire direction of your life. Every single day, you must stop complaining and start solving. You may not realize it, but the life you want is hidden inside the problems you avoid. The peace you seek, the growth you desire, the strength you admire in others, it all exists on the other side of the problems you dare to face with courage and clarity. Every person on this earth carries burdens, obstacles, and challenges, but the difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is very small. Some people keep talking about their problems, while others quietly start fixing them one by one. Complaints drain energy, solutions create energy, and life rewards the ones who create. Complaining is easy. Anyone can talk about what is going wrong. But solving demands your discipline, your presence, your awareness, and your inner power, and that is why so few choose that path. But if you are here, listening, then you already know deep down that you were born for a higher level of living, a deeper level of strength, a more awakened state of mind. When Jack Ma said that if you are not solving problems, then you are becoming one, he wasn't joking. It is the truth we often ignore because it is uncomfortable. Life is not waiting for you to feel ready. Life is not going to remove obstacles for you. Life is going to test you to see whether you rise or collapse. And in these tests, your complaints carry no value. Only your actions do. When he was rejected from KFC, when investors ran from him, when people called him crazy, he chose to solve problems instead of seeking validation. This is the heart of the warrior's path. You do not move through life hoping everything goes smoothly. You move through life sharpening yourself to meet whatever comes your way. Small problems, big problems, emotional problems, time problems, relationship problems, they are all teachers disguised as obstacles. And the people who succeed in any field are the ones who understand that the world does not pay for diplomas or excuses. It pays for solutions. If you solve health problems, financial problems, emotional problems, social problems, the world opens its doors for you. And if you avoid everything that challenges you, those same doors remain closed. Every morning ask yourself, what problem did I solve today? Because if the answer is none, then the world has every right to pass you by. Solving even the smallest thing is powerful. Make your bed, you solved disorder. Have a difficult conversation, you solved misunderstanding. Stretch your body, you solved stiffness. Reply to someone who needed you, you solved loneliness. We underestimate the value of small victories because we assume success must come from big actions. But every mountain is climbed one step at a time, and every warrior becomes strong through small, repeated moments of discipline. No one asks you to fix your entire life in one morning, but at least fix one thing, even if it is tiny. Do not allow your mind to drown in chaos when you have the ability to create order. In Shaolin philosophy, we say that the mind grows stronger through clarity. When your space is messy, your mind is messy. When your habits are messy, your days become messy. When your thoughts are messy, your life falls out of alignment. Order is sacred. Solving problems creates order. Complaining destroys it. The moment you start doing instead of doubting, acting instead of avoiding, cleaning instead of complaining, your inner world shifts. You begin to feel lighter, more focused, more alive, because your mind recognizes the power of progress, even the smallest progress. This is why the simplest actions create the biggest transformations. You see, the world does not care about how talented you are if you cannot use that talent to solve something real. You can be educated, strong, beautiful, skilled, but if you serve no purpose, the world has no seat for you. Every successful person solved a real problem. Elon Musk solved transportation. Steve Jobs solved communication. Rihanna solved inclusivity in the beauty world. Every great human became great because they saw something broken and asked, how can I fix it? Not, why is it broken? Not, who should fix it? But what can I do? This mindset alone can elevate your entire existence. Even love requires problem solving. When someone you love is hurt, confused, or distant, they might say, I'm fine. But the problem is not the words, it is the silence beneath them. Emotional intelligence means learning to see the invisible problems before they become visible disasters. Relationships break not because two people are incompatible, but because neither person is willing to solve the tiny problems when they are still small. They wait until the silence becomes a storm. Do not wait. Solve early, solve gently, solve with love. If you do not master the art of solving problems, you become a weight on others. No one says it out loud, but everyone feels it. A workplace where one person avoids responsibility forces another to carry double. A family where one person refuses to grow becomes a burden on the rest. A group of friends where everyone complains but no one acts becomes a circle of emotional parasites draining each other. You must choose who you want to be, a burden or a blessing, a complainer or a creator, a follower or a leader, a problem or a solution. Leadership has nothing to do with status, money, titles, or authority. Leadership begins the moment you look around and say, something is wrong here, and I will fix it. If you only point out problems, you are part of the noise. If you fix problems, you become part of the progress. And life promotes problem solvers. You want to earn respect? Solve something. You want to be valued? Solve something. You want to be remembered? Solve something. But do not think it must be something grand. Often, the greatest leaders began by solving the smallest things. Helping a friend with homework, cleaning a room without being asked, guiding someone who felt lost, encouraging someone who felt small. These tiny acts shape the giant character within you. Sometimes the only problem you must solve is inside yourself. The fear of starting, the fear of failing, the fear of being judged. These fears create more barriers than any external challenge ever will. But when you solve these internal problems, when you break your fear into pieces and walk through it, you become unstoppable. The world bows to people who are not controlled by fear. Action is the cure for fear. Movement is the cure for doubt. Solutions are the cure for suffering. Many people wake up and live like passengers in their own lives. They scroll, they complain, they compare, they avoid, they distract themselves. They survive, but they do not evolve. A mind without purpose becomes a prison. But when you wake up with a mission, even a small one, your days gain meaning. Ants wake with a mission. Bees wake with a mission. Birds wake with a mission. But many humans wander through the day like lost shadows with no direction. Purpose comes from solving something. The moment you dedicate yourself to improving, helping, fixing, creating, learning, or growing, you step into your real life. Purpose does not appear with a miracle. Purpose is built through small daily actions repeated with intention. Confusion fades when you solve your first problem. Confidence rises when you solve your second. By the 10th, you become a different person. You speak differently. You stand differently. You think differently. People notice. People follow. Because people naturally trust those who turn chaos into order, who turn fear into courage, who turn problems into possibilities. You do not need wealth to lead. You do not need fame to inspire. All you need is action. When life becomes heavy, when everything feels like too much, just remember this. Your job is not to solve the world today. Your only responsibility is not to make things worse. If you cannot take a big step, take a small one. If you cannot climb the mountain, at least do not slide backward. Protect your energy, protect your peace, protect your progress. Even standing still is progress if you do it with awareness. Imagine the world if every human solved just one problem a day, 8 billion solutions per day. Poverty would fall, innovation would rise, relationships would strengthen, the planet would heal, the world would transform in ways we cannot even imagine. And that power begins with you. With the moment you choose solutions over excuses, clarity over chaos, discipline over distraction, your life is shaped not by the problems you face, but by the problems you choose to solve. Complaints build nothing. Complaints heal nothing. Complaints change nothing. Solutions build everything you dream of. You don't need superpowers to change your life. You already have the greatest power, your mind, your awareness, your willingness to act. So let this be the moment you step into your strength. From today forward, become the person who solves, not the person who suffers. And when people ask you, how are you? Don't say, I'm fine. Say, I'm working on a solution. Because that is what warriors say, that is what strong minds say, that is what those on the daily path to strength say. Now go, my friend, go and solve something. Your future self is waiting for you.